Last time on Evolution Woodworks, I built this drill press table that featured a fence, a tilting table, and dust collection. This time I'll finish that up with a new storage system to replace this old thing, but first I need to fix a couple of things. With the fence in place, the crank handles made contact when I used shorter bits, so I took off the ends of the arms and replaced them with some threaded ball knobs that shortened the arms up by almost 1.5 inches. That solved my issue there, so I moved on to fixing the wobble. Last time I added these feet just to stabilize things since it was getting more and more top heavy and adding to the problem. Now I've decided this is where it's going to live for the foreseeable future, so I went ahead and bolted it to the floor with some 3/8 inch Tapcon screws. That fixed the wobble problem, so now we can move on to storage. With the table needing to move up and down, my options were basically a cabinet on casters that would need to be moved for pretty much anything more than the shortest of bits, and something short that I'd have to kneel down just to get into. Alright, so what I come up with is I'm actually going to build a set of drawers that just hangs off the bottom of this, and I'm going to make it removable, so if we ever need to drop the table down even further than the depth of what the drawers are going to be, we can just slide it out and then I'll have the full access. But for the most part, 90% of the time I'm probably working within about a foot of the top of the range of the table anyway. So first thing I just need to do is get some measurements, mark out where the table is, and then we can pull this thing off and I'll just work on it on the bench over there where it's a little easier to get at. Before I pulled the table off, I traced the factory table and marked where my crank bearing blocks were. Then I pulled it off and went over to the workbench. There I used a square to mark off 2 inches from the sides and from the front edge. These marks will be the outside dimensions of the hanging cabinet. To get started, I wanted to build the hanging brackets that will attach to the table and support the cabinet. I glued and tacked them in place with brad nails and then pre-drilled, countersunk, and screwed them into the underside of the table base. Before I went any further, I made sure there wasn't going to be any interference with any part of the drill press, and then I moved on to building the cabinet itself. I started with these solid maple runners that the cabinet will hang from, and then cut some maple plywood down to size for the cabinet body. To assemble the cabinet, I pulled out the Craig jig and drilled some pocket holes, then screwed it all together. I added a taper to 2 of the sides on the maple runners just to make it easier to engage the cleats on the table base. And then I glued and screwed those to the top of the cabinet frame. A little sanding to smooth things down and some hard wax to help it slide better, and it's ready for a test fit. Mount this back on the drill press and start working on some drawers. Once I bolted the table back on the drill press, I dropped it down as low as it could go and measured the clearance. "15 or 16 inches to the chuck, so good 12 inches of working height. Probably more than I had on my tabletop model, so should be good. If I need to go any further, I can just pull this out. Now, what I realized at this point was that I forgot the back was going to be exposed and I hadn't installed a back in the cabinet. Luckily, I just screwed the box together, so it was back over to the workbench to disassemble it. For the top and bottom, I just needed to run a dado on the back edge, but for the sides, unfortunately, I had glued the runners on, so I had to attach some temporary risers to hold it while I cut the dados in those. They also needed to stop short so the dado wasn't visible in the upper shelf area, so I set up a stop block on the fence to make sure I didn't cut too far. Once that was all done, I cut a plywood panel out, installed it in the back, and reassembled the box. After one more test fit, I decided to add this strip across the top to tie the two sides together and act as a stop block. It'll also cover up the cleats and the factory table for a little cleaner look overall. Alright, so for drawer slides, I'm just going to be using these 50-pound slides. The drawer boxes aren't that big, so don't really need a 75 or 100-pound slide. The clearance on these is a 1/2 inch on either side, so the drawer box just needs to be total width minus 1 inch. So that's pretty easy. Now the drawer itself, my sides are going to run full depth, so that'll be 14.5 inches, and then my width, the easiest way to measure for that, got 2 pieces of plywood. These are what I'm going to use for the side. I'll just stack these in here and take my measurement. Subtract the 1 inch clearance for the drawer slides, and that'll give me the length of my front face. After I ripped some strips of 3/4 inch plywood, I pulled out the crosscut sled to cut everything down to length. I did a quick test fit just to be safe, and then drilled some more pocket holes and cut the dados for the bottom panels. As always, if you like what you're watching, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for me. It helps more than you know. Thanks. With 3 sides screwed together, I held the last piece in place and took some measurements for the bottom panels, and then I cut those out on the table saw. Here I'm just using a couple different size blocks to keep my drawer slides even, and I'll screw those to the side of the cabinet box. Once all the slides are attached to the cabinet box, I can use some more spacers and screw the slides onto the drawer boxes. I took some final measurements after the drawers were finished and cut another piece of maple plywood into the 2 drawer fronts. These just get 4 screws countersunk into each corner, and then I laid out the center of each drawer and drilled the hole for the single knob. With the drawers finished, it was time to install the cabinet on the drill press and fill the drawers up. This cabinet was built probably 25 years ago from whatever I could scrounge up, and apparently I had to glue 2 pieces of scrap plywood together just to get a door. Hopefully the new one's going to be a bit of an upgrade. One last thing I needed to take care of here. When I pull the drawers out of the cabinet, it'll actually slide the cabinet forward. To fix this, I just installed a barrel bolt on the side of the cabinet and drilled a hole in the base to correspond with that. So now I can just lock it into place until I need to remove it. And if I need to drill something that's too tall, I can just simply pull the cabinet off and set it out of the way. Alright, that's going to wrap up part 2 of our drill press table build. Hopefully you've gotten some ideas on how to make your drill press a little bit better. I know I'm going to enjoy using this a lot more than what was on there before. And if you're new to the channel, check out one of these videos or go back and watch some of our playlists from before. And of course I've got some new projects coming, so stay tuned for those. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.